Realistic pink rose watercolor tutorial together with interesting spots on the petals. An outline drawing is done of this beautiful pink rose with an elastic eraser, removing the excess amount of graphite off the paper. Using Faber-Castell elastic eraser, which lasts for a very long time. And with pen eraser, I'm removing some extra visible graphite lines, especially on the outer edge of the petals. We see that this rose is very light, especially at those outer edges, and we don't want any graphite line be visible after applying watercolor layers. And with bigger and wider brush, I'm removing the dust of the erasing. So we are not disturbing paper with our hands and not getting dirty. Now to color mixing. Adding water to color palette, starting with Permanent Rose. To Permanent Rose, adding a little bit of Manganese Violet. And to the third mix, adding Permanent Rose with Sennelier Red. Fourth mix is Perylene Violet with a little touch of Permanent Rose for more darker but still warmer color mix. And Transparent Yellow for some extra marks. Now we can start painting, starting with one petal at a time. Be sure that your water after watercolor mixing is clean, and applying with round synthetic brush water layer to the petal. I'm painting in summertime and everything dries super fast, so I'm adding maybe a little bit more water than usual, but still nothing is dripping off the paper if I will lift it up. And taking mix of Permanent Rose with Sennelier Red, starting from the shadow area towards the lightest part, and carefully spreading watercolors towards the lightest part. My brush strokes are big and wide. First layer is very transparent, very smooth, and we are painting the very base color of this rose. We are not looking now at those beautiful spots, some crispy edges. We are looking beyond that. We need to build a beautiful background color on which we will be painting at the finishing part those spots. With a clean and dry brush, I'm moving watercolors and smoothing where I need them. Loading brush again with very transparent amount of watercolors, and leaving that middle part around the whole petal lighter. We can see in the reference that this petal is nicely curved towards the viewer, towards the us, and we need to keep that tonal value in the place so that the outer edges is slightly darker, middle center part is much darker, and in the middle of the petal there is a lighter line. Moving forward to next petal, starting again with water, applying water to the petal, just enough so that the whole petal is moist and ready to receive watercolor layer. Still painting with round synthetic brush. Areas of the painting we are doing are quite wide and big. Loading brush with Permanent Rose, and starting from the shadow area, looking at the reference, checking if everything is correct, if I'm applying watercolors in the right area. I'm starting from the shadow and pushing watercolors towards the lightest part. And this middle petal which is very beautifully curved inside, has a texture. It's not quite smooth. We will get this texture with also the same round synthetic brush by brush strokes, making them uneven and not so smooth, where we will not be achieving the very great smoothness to this petal. There is a texture beyond those spots, beyond those edges. There is a texture visible on this petal, and it's a very beautiful one. I'm speeding up the video of this pink rose painting. The whole process is 1 hour and 10 minutes long, and it's on my Patreon channel. You can see the links down below. Also, you can download reference photo for free, line drawing for free to try on your own. Adding finishing details to this beautiful pink spotted rose. Really interesting painting, really interesting tutorial, I think, to try and paint on your own. Would really like to see your results, your comments about how was how was this painting for you, this painting process, this approach. I hope you learned something new, and this is the moment when you can paint more, where you can add extra layers, extra details, some watery washes over those spots to make them more natural, more realistic. Add more spots if you feel that you need more. This is the time where you need to push yourself, or you can really call it done and think that this is just enough for me. I already have a beautiful painting. That's great. This is your choice, your painting. Or you can slightly push yourself a little bit further. You can take a pause, come back with a fresh eye, take a look, see what you're missing, or maybe really think that, yeah, that's enough. But if you are painting transparently, if you are applying those layers gradually and transparently, you can paint on and on. You can go on to the detailing. You can go more to separating those petals, adding extra details, adding extra layer, and building this realistic rose more beautiful, more realistic. But it's important to do it gradually and transparently. So I hope you had a very nice time painting this pink rose. Hope you learned something new, and thank you for being here. See you in my next tutorials. Bye bye.